one youth, one family, one plan. That's helped a lot too.
Asking the youth. No one asks the youth. I guess it's like stay in a child's place or something, but no, that's not cool at all, because I know that some of the most intelligent beings are children. Like, and when you're a child, that's when you're the most innocent, you're the most, you're the closest thing to you before the world told you who to be or what to do, for that matter.
They were just focused on the fact that my mom was sick and she wasn't able to take care of us. But my mother did an amazing job taking care of her. Never went a night without eating. Had clothes on my back. Our mother fought regardless of her being sick, but everything. So I think we just needed therapy as a family because of the traumatic things we went through together and apart. And that should have been the focus. That should have been the vocal point and the focus instead of separation.
Mental health is provided in the home. The supportive and clinical skill building, it is done with the family members, with the child. If you just work with the child in a traditional clinical setting, whatever therapy, and I can say this as a therapist, whatever therapy or treatment you provide is going to be confounded by the environment. And typically the person who controls the environment or who exercises most of the control is the parent. You can't do effective therapy without the parent. It doesn't work.
We want 51% of that team to be made up of natural supports, folks that aren't paid to get there. So when we run our child and family team process, we're constantly engaging community supports so that they no longer have a need for system folks as they see it, or even us as, the mental health professionals. The best outcomes are when they're still having a child and family team meeting and there's no professionals on the case. It's just their community supports working together.
Them being able to voice on, first off, where they feel protected at, who they feel protected with, what protection looks like. Because I'm sure it looks different to everyone depending on their circumstances or the amount of trauma they have went through. So really allowing them to practice their right of being involved.
The trauma stays. See, we never outgrow our experiences. We just learn to grow with them. And believe it or not, these things that we see or feel or interact with in these residentials, it lives with you forever. It lives within the relationships that you keep, the trust that you have with people.
Most of the work is done on preventing you from needing an out-of-home placement. And so we changed the way that we did the work. We brought in parent partners and youth advocates, which was key. And we didn't just put them in residential, we put them in our entire program. So today we serve about 16,000 youth annually.
We need to greatly expand the mobile crisis services that are available to departments of social services so that we can head off children entering into psychiatric hospitals, and that we can front load in-home therapeutic services to families before the whole family dissolves into chaos. And that mobile is necessary because a lot of our families are so under-resourced for transportation.
When thinking about mental health supports in our community, our history was providing that in the context of a residential program. Children would be referred to us because of a complex mental health issue and placed in a residential environment. As we went through our journey of closing our residential programs, we clearly understood that mental health remained a significant need for the children that were being referred to us. And so as we closed residential, we began opening new proactive and preventative ways of dealing with some of these challenges. in the context of the local community.
Not the best place for youth to be brought up in, especially if they have more, they have options to be with someone that is supportive within their family. That definitely should be the first option.
As we think about our community-based services through the Bester Community of Hope effort in Hagerstown, Maryland, there are a variety of ways that children and families give us direct feedback about the services that they need as opposed to the services that maybe we are ready to provide. And so we host a community advisory board that's comprised of residents, local businesses, as well as community stakeholders. We use that time to both intentionally listen to what the expressed needs are, as well as share our ideas so that we can make sure that we have the blessing of the local community as we move forward with our ideas.
It goes back to the systematic racism, the not being able to let other people who actually understand this come and sit down and do this work. We want the control, and we need to have the narrative versus, a lot of that gatekeeping is going on, and it's sickening, and it's affecting our kids. So I wanted to just say, if you really care about the work that you're doing, you're here for a cause, and you want to see our kids in a better light, have these conversations. Because yes, it's uncomfortable, but that's the only way that we can grow.